Art is my passion. It's just something that I have to do. And it takes me away. It takes me to another place. So that when I'm painting, I'm not aware of anything else. And it's a great escape. Most people see a personality in the model and they relate to it. So you need to have somebody that has some energy, but can stay still. So it's kind of a contradiction. He is that. He has that energy, he has that passion, but he can also maintain a pose. I understand that he works with fire, so I mean that's great. Normally I could put maybe flames in the background, but that might be going a little too far.
Singing the song about you, about us.
Do you remember what you said when I asked you 6 years ago to complete the sentence, art is?
No. Art is connecting to life for me, and the art connects to life and the life connects back into the art, so it's always playing one against the other. For a while I had a studio in Peterborough, so that involved driving from here to Peterborough every day, and that became sort of an important part of the work, driving through the fields and stopping and photographing and collecting materials and actual touching the materials and bundling them up and bringing them to the studio. That physical kind of contact with the contents of this place sort of was a way of connecting, literally connecting to where we were. And that sort of continued as a way for me to work. This is my sketchbook. These are my sketchbooks. I don't really have sketchbooks. So this book I took with me on my first trip to Australia, and each day collected a sample of the earth wherever we were. Look at that. I mean, that's earth. That's earth ochres. And for me, art is a vehicle of searching and exploration, a vehicle that allows you to continue to learn and to experience place in many different ways. I do a lot of research and reading around, my work and where I am. So there's that whole aspect of it. And then there's the physical aspect of it, the actual being in a landscape and touching and using those materials. And so for me, it's a kind of a physical learning and intellectual learning. And then I'm not sure how that informs my work, but I know I can't make this work without these two aspects. This other work is what allows this work to emerge. And in some ways, you do all of that research and reading, and then you come in the studio and just forget all of it, let it all go and make the work. And somehow those experiences are so ingrained that they just appear. And so
I think what knocks me out is how deep you've gone into this method of stitching and how you've developed such an incredible voice that's so unique.
If you stay with it for long enough, which is difficult, I mean, you just see all of these really talented young artists, and you wonder how many of them will manage to continue their practices, because you have to make a living. And I said the worst thing you can do is get a full-time job, because then you get used to a paycheck, and it's really hard to go backwards. And whereas if you're just used to living close to the bone, the longer you're around, and it becomes easier, but it's never going to be like having going and having a full-time job somewhere. So, but I kind of like what I worked out, as long as I can keep a balance with, I do teaching, and the teaching has allowed me to travel.
It's just so beautiful and so youthful, and she looks so healthy and present and engaged. I love that.
XL homes.
Do you want chip?
Art is an expression of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. It's poetry and spontaneity and a love of each other and all my relations. It's light coming in, illuminating our consciousness so that we evolve and then go forward in a good way in a direction of our dreams and visions in a collective community. And it's communing with one another as we're using poetry and using dance and using the film and using the camera and our everyday experiences to really come together as all my relations and understand each other so that we can all love each other. That's what art is for me today, in this moment. Ask me again anytime. Welcome to Naked Angel Virgin Vinyl with your host, me, Angel Hamilton. So we've been listening to lots of vinyl this morning. You've just been listening to the Ultimate Most High. And it's a very sexy album with these lovely men, Jared, Travis, Ben, and McKeever from Toronto, Canadian talent. And we've got Killer Wolf that we were just playing there, so it's pretty awesome, eh? And then also we're going to be playing Darktown Strutter's Ball with Gene Sheldon Banjo Orchestra accompaniment. We shall see which song that I pick randomly from that. And I would just like to put a shout out to my mom and my nephew Chance out there if they're listening. I love you, Mom and Chance. All right, so we're going to listen to my next album, Darktown Strutter's Ball.
I've been drawing and painting for probably 50 years, and I have always done life drawing as a tool to improve my brain, I guess, how it works and how to be able to do the work. It's intense study, and there's nothing better than the life model for intense study and challenging yourself. my paintings and all my artwork is, I strive to be as absolute real as possible. So I try to paint, and I'm working now on skin tones, trying to get skin real, which is really, really tough. And I find that every person has a slightly different skin color. So every time you have a model that's different to you or new to you, you have to start thinking the process entirely all over again.
It gives you power. It gives you strength. It gives you happiness. It gives you family. It gives you energy and passion, and it just gives you everything. And it doesn't expect anything back other than you doing the best that you can do on that track. And regardless of whether these girls win or lose tonight, if you talk to them after the game, it's going to be, we had a great game. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. The art in roller derby is, in my opinion, the passion. When you have passion, it drives you. And that drive makes you want to be a better skater, it makes you want to be a better person. It just pushes you and pushes you and pushes you. And when you're sitting there and you're thinking, I can't do that, your passion and your drive kicks in and you're like, I don't care if I can't do it, I want to do it, and I'm going to do it. And it turns the negative around into a positive.
So, Mom, what is art?
Art is an expression of your soul. That's exactly what it is. Whether it's written or it's artwork like mine, it's an expression from my soul. It's a message from my soul to other people. I was making the painting, and they were in the ocean, and originally I had it so they had caps on it, so they were rough seas. And then it was the people that really judged me, that really gave me a hard time, because when I first had my accident, I had to prove the insidious thing of that I'm disabled, but I'm capable of looking after my kids. And the two don't seem to mix in most people's minds. So I put them in the boat and I drowned them. I haven't hurt anybody. And that's a way of getting rid of my anger. So afterwards, my dealing with people, I'm in a really happy-go-lucky mood. The whole art thing is I have free reign to do whatever I want. And if I want to drown people in a lake because people have really pissed me off, I can drown them. But no, I'm not hurting anybody.
Well,
there, see? Because art, when I'm doing my art, when I'm even talking about my art, this is when I'm happy. This is when, I'm at peace with the whole world. Because I can do things like sink ships or blow up people. And most times I would never, ever even think of doing such things like that. But it's a really good anger management. And afterwards, it's like, I haven't touched anybody. I haven't hurt anybody. I haven't done anything to anybody. But it made me feel fantastic. And I have self-confidence. I know what I'm doing. And I tell people all the time, if you tell me you can't paint, watch me. Because as long as you can go like this and you can go like this, you can do it.
All right, thanks for an awesome interview.
You're welcome.
If there's a message you wanted to give to artists out there struggling, what would it be?
Keep struggling. Put that into your painting. And then it comes out loud and clear. And it comes out so that it's a message from your soul. Not just from your hands, it's from your soul. Like when I paint, I'm painting from my soul. To me, most people didn't see my inner soul ever, ever, ever for a long, long time. And that's why I kept my pictures and my writing to myself. And it's only been in the last few years that I've evolved into being more self-confident, and I don't have to worry anymore about what anybody else thinks of me or what they feel about me. Oh well, too bad, because I love me. And that's a long time coming.